It wasn't recording. It wasn't recording! Oh my god, it stopped recording. Why would it do that? Why would it do that? Oh, now I'm gonna restart. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Miranda, and today I'm going to be doing an updated how I edit photos, but I also wanted to include how I take selfies and pictures in general, and kinda do a more in-depth video for how I take photos for Instagram. So I'll have a timestamp if you just want to see how I edit, but for the first part of this video I just kind of wanted to explain how I take selfies, how I get ideas for photos, and just in general how the mindset that I am in when I do take pictures. And the number one tip that I can say if you want to have good photos is to have good lighting. This goes for both photo and video. If you want to have a good picture, you have to have good lighting. You can have the best camera in the world, but if the lighting isn't good, the footage will not turn out good. When I take selfies, I typically use either the big window that is in my living room, or I'll open my front door, because on sunny days, my tree that's in my front yard covers the sun, so it doesn't directly get into my house, and that's the perfect lighting, is having sun out, but not being in direct sunlight. Like, you want to be in the shade of the sun. Also, overcast or cloudy days typically are good too, but I personally find that I get the best photo quality and the color that I like when it is sunny outside, but I'm in the shade. That's just what I personally find to be the best, picture, just for me personally. But I do like a good overcast, because then the lighting gets a little bit darker and it's not as bright, which I like for some photos. But yeah, so that's just my number one tip, is just to have good lighting. Typically you want to have a good background, but I mean, like, I don't care about the background of my photos, to be honest. Obviously if there was like a giant mess behind me, I would move it. But in general, I mean, if you can, use a blank wall. I mean, I would use a blank wall like this if I had a bigger window in my room. But that's typically why I don't take pictures in my room, is because I don't have the best lighting. It just isn't as good as how it is downstairs. But that's just my number one tip, is lighting. Second, I mean, the type of, technology that you're using, whether it be a phone or a camera to take a photo, can matter. I've taken pretty good selfies with my old iPhones and stuff. I mean, right now I have the iPhone 6s, and that is typically what I use for all my photos on Instagram. For video though, I always use my camera, which is my Canon Rebel T5i, which I love to pieces. I think the quality is amazing. But yeah, photos, I almost always use my iPhone. It's a very rare occasion when I'll post with my DSLR. Usually if a photo is taken with my DSLR, it's when someone else has taken the photo of me, because I don't have time to mess with self-timer, to be honest. Yeah, so that's what I use to take photos. And all around, I think it just kind of takes practice, I guess, to kind of figure out what your angles are. For me personally, I like the right side of my face. Like, this is my good side. The left side, not so much. It's just not. It used to be my favorite side. When I was like 19, my left side was my good side, my right side was like never seen. Now, my right side is my good side, my left side is never seen. But you kind of got to figure out, whatever angle you think that you look the best in, is how you'd want to take photos. And yeah, so that's really, the tips that I have, I guess. Personally, I take a lot of photos, so I have options. I never take just one. I've never taken just one. I've always been that way ever since I was younger, that I would always take just a bunch of photos and then pick the one that I like the most. So that's just, how it is. for me. I know a lot of people are like that too, so don't feel bad if you take 50 plus photos, because I do all the time. And of course I delete them. You know, once I pick the ones that I want to post, I'll delete the rest of them. I don't keep them. But that's just, you know, something to put out there is, you know, the more photos that you have to choose from, the better, because you have a better chance of getting one that you really like. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I think about when going into taking a photo. Now I will show you the actual editing. So the mic is gonna change because when I'm using my phone, I can't use it to record my voice. So we're gonna be dealing with camera audio, but I hope you guys don't mind. I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. Alright guys, I'm gonna go into my editing app. I've got stuff, you guys can see it. I'm annoyed now. I'm gonna go into Makeup Plus. That's typically what I do for photos. I'm gonna go and edit the photo that I just edited, but we'll do it again for the video. Okay, it's still recording, so that's cool. For my skin, I do keep the nose thing to slim it. For retouch skin, I typically put it to 0 because sometimes it cancels out stuff that I don't want it to. Like sometimes it'll edit out my Medusa, which is fake, or my natural ring, which is also fake. So I usually don't do the skin stuff. Then I will go into blush occasionally and pick pear, and then the color just depends. Sometimes I'll do tulip, sometimes I'll do quartz, and then just kind of turn it down a little bit, just because sometimes in photos, I mean obviously on camera you guys can see I'm wearing blush, but sometimes in photos it kind of gets washed out with the color, so I just add it back. Then going into lenses, or contacts. I already have lenses in this photo, but I will just show you how I edit anyway. I usually use yellow, icy, or misty. And I just kind of put, you know, the colors. I put the little dots to, you know, match up to my eye, just so, you know, it doesn't look all wonky. And then after that, I just go and save it, and then you just kind of can use this little bar to adjust how natural or how intense you want them to actually look. I typically do a more natural look. It's a very slight effect because I already had contacts in. And then I also go into decorations and then add freckles. So I mean that's pretty much like the simple stuff that I do. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, we're still recording, just making sure, Jesus Christ. I will go into a photo where I have my natural eye color. So you guys can see, my skin was looking a little rough because it was like towards the end of the day, so I will keep the skin retouching here. I'll add some more blush like I did before. And then going into contacts, I'll show you the yellow because my eyes are naturally hazel. You guys can see it kind of just adds a little bit more green, which in the sunlight they look like that anyway. If you guys have seen, you know, up close video and photo of my eyes, you guys will know what color they actually are. And again, I just kind of turn it down, so it's not like a huge difference. It just adds that little bit of brightness that I like. And then of course I like the blue a lot, and I usually add the blue just because sometimes, you know, some days I don't want to add lenses. Okay, that's saved, thank God. Some days I don't want to wear lenses, so sometimes I'll do a different eye color, especially depending on the eyeshadow that I'm wearing, just because sometimes a different eye color can really bounce off of the eyeshadow and make it, you know, more vibrant and pop a little bit more. Plus, it's just fun. I mean, it's not that serious. I've never claimed that my eyes were actually that color. It just looks natural, and if people ask what color my eyes are, I'll say like they're not blue. Like, it's not like I'm trying to, you know, pretend that they're a different color or anything. It's not, you know, what I'm doing. Alright, so part 2. After Makeup Plus, I then will go into VSCO, and this is where I edit a lot of my photos. I posted this picture on Instagram, and I'll show you how I edited that one. So let me open up the photo, and this is, you know, the photo after Makeup Plus. I added some blush, I edited my eyes a little bit, but to where it still looks natural. So you're gonna go into the editing, and what I do is I scroll all the way. I have a lot of packs. You can pay for a subscription, because as you can see, all of these have a lock on them, but I can tell you how to get past that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if this gets taken off because I'm exposing how I do this, how I get away with using filters without paying for them, I'm gonna be mad because I really like this filter. I use the AV8, and I love the way this looks so much. But I just toned it down, you know, it just depends on the photo for how intense I leave it. You can edit how, like, blurred it is. You can adjust the color, which I don't touch the warmth, I don't like to. Then I go into like the fine tool thing where you can like adjust like minimal things, and I usually will darken the photo a little bit to add some shadow. I'll go over to grain and then, you know, add as much as I want. Now, when you click, yes, like obviously you can see that it says AV is available on VSCO-X. What I do is if you go into any of the editing things, like back into grain, what I do is just screenshot the photo so like it's edited, and then I just crop it, and then that's how I get the filters that I want. You can't save them because I didn't pay for it, so that's what I do. I mean, you probably shouldn't be doing that, but again, I'll just go back into my photos and screenshots. And again, I just go into crop, reset it so it doesn't crop, but I don't want it to. And I mean, that's the edited photo without paying for the, because I don't want to pay for the subscription because I only use that filter. Like, that's why I do it. If I could pay for just that filter, I would. Like, believe me, I've paid for a lot of filters before. It's fine. It's just, it doesn't let me do it. So then, sometimes I'll go into Afterlight, and this is how you get like lens flares or like light leaks and stuff. So I'm gonna go and just do the photo that I just had anyway. Use that. Go into like the light stuff. I don't remember if I had to pay for these or not. I've paid for a lot of stuff over the years and I keep it. But I'll use 24 because I like the way it looks, and then I'll click on the rainbow button and then change the color, typically to 1. Because 1, as you can see, like it's not that different from the original photo. It doesn't alter the color a whole lot, which I like because I like the color, you know, thing that it already is. That's why I put a filter on it, because I like how that looks. But it adds a little bit of a flare at the top and the bottom, which, let me save it, and then you guys can see the bottom of it, just because it doesn't really let you see it on the actual app. Let me go into my camera roll. So here is the original photo, and then here's it edited with Afterlight, just adding a light leak. But yeah, I mean, it's super duper simple, to be honest. I just use 2 main apps to do my editing. If you want, you can see my other video of how I edit. It's not too different from how I do it now. The only thing that's different really now is the VSCO filters that I use, because I edit that differently. I think it looks so cool. But yeah, I mean, if you have any questions or anything else, just let me know and I'll get back to you about it. I just was requested to do this a lot, and I meant to, and I tried to film this before and then it just didn't work. So here we are now, a few weeks later, trying again. So yeah, I hope that this video is helpful to you guys and that you know, edit in a way that you think is cool, and that, you know, I love editing. I think it's so fun. I think it can turn any photo into, like, it just makes it look so much better and more aesthetically pleasing, which is why I do it. You know, I don't do it to be fake, or, because I mean, obviously I don't look like that. I don't walk around with a filter on my body. I mean, you guys know that it's not real, so I don't get the big deal. And I'm the first to admit that I'll alter my face a little bit. I'll alter my nose. I'll brighten my eyes. Like, I don't care. I'm not gonna act like I don't do it, because I do. And I think it just turns photos into better art. But yeah, also I did a video on this look. I did a chit chat, get ready with me, so if you want to see that, that'd be up in the eye in the sky, just because I'm wearing the same thing as I did in that video, because it's the same day that I'm filming. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Again, let me know if you have any questions about anything, and I'll get back to you. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!